Chapter 13. Samuel judges Saul's sin. Saul was 30 years old when he became king. He ruled over Israel for 42 years. Saul chose 3,000 of Israel's men. 2,000 of them were with him in Michmash and in the hill country of Bethel. 1,000 were with Jonathan at Gibeah in the land of Benjamin. Saul sent the rest back to their homes. Some Philistine soldiers were stationed at Gibeah. Jonathan attacked them. The other Philistines heard about it. Saul announced, "Let the Hebrew people hear about what has happened." He had trumpets blown all through the land. So the Israelites heard the news. They were told that Saul has attacked the Philistine army camp at Gibeah. Now the Philistines can't stand the Israelites. The Israelites were called out to join Saul at Gilgal. The Philistines gathered together to fight against Israel. They had 3,000 chariots and 6,000 chariot drivers. Their soldiers were as many as the grains of the sand on the seashore. They went up and camped at Michmash. It was east of Beth Aven. The Israelites saw that their army was in deep trouble, so they hid in caves. They hid among the bushes and rocks. They also hid in pits and empty wells. Some of them even went across the Jordan River. They went to the lands of Gad and Gilead. Saul remained at Gilgal. All the troops with him were shaking with fear. Though he waited 7 days, just as Samuel had told him to, but Samuel didn't come to Gilgal, and Saul's men began to scatter. So he said, "Bring me the burnt offering and the friendship offerings." Then he offered up the burnt offering. Just as Saul finished offering the sacrifice, Samuel arrived. Saul went out to greet him. "What have you done?" asked Samuel. Saul replied, "I saw that the men were scattering. I saw the Philistines were gathering together in Michmash. You didn't come when you said you would. So I thought, now the Philistines will come down to attack me at Gilgal, and I haven't asked the Lord for his blessing, so I felt I had to sacrifice the burnt offering." "You have done a foolish thing," Sam said. "You haven't obeyed the command the Lord your God gave you. If you had, you would have made your kingdom secure over Israel for all time to come, but now your kingdom won't last. The Lord has already looked for a man who is dear to his heart. He has appointed him king of his people. That's because you haven't obeyed the Lord's command." And Samuel left Gilgal and went up to Gibeah in the land of Benjamin. Saul continued the men who were with him. The total number was about 600. Israel doesn't have weapons. Saul and his son Jonathan were staying in Gibeah in the land of Benjamin. The men who remained in the army were there with him. At the same time, the Philistines camped in Michmash. 3 groups of soldiers went out from the Philistine camp to attack Israel. One group turned and went toward Ophrah in the area of Shal. Another went toward Beth Horon. The third went toward the border that looked out over the valley of the Boim. The valley faces the desert. There weren't any blacksmiths in the whole land of Israel. That's because the Philistines had said the Hebrews might hire them to make swords or spears. So the Israelites had to go down to the Philistines. They had to go them to get their plows, hoes, axes, and sickles sharpened. It cost a fourth of an ounce of silver to sharpen a plow. Or a hoe. It cost an 18th of an ounce to sharpen a pitchfork or an axe. That's also what it cost to put a new tips on the large sticks used to drive oxen. So the Israelite soldiers went out to battle without swords or spears in their hands. That was true for all of Saul's and Johnson's shoulders. Only Saul and his son Johnson had those weapons. Did you know why didn't the people of Israel have any swords or spears? The people of Israel used bows and arrows and slingshots, but they did not know how to make iron like the Philistines did. So they could not make iron swords for fighting. They could not even sharpen tools for farming. With it acting foolishly, Kyle's dad was supposed to come home and take him fishing, but Kyle got tired of waiting. He took his fishing pole, dug a few worms, and rolled his bike to the river. He finished all by himself. Later, Kyle's dad found him. He said, "Kyle, didn't you wait? Why didn't you wait? Mr. Carson was planning to take us out on his boat. It was a special surprise for you." But Mr. Carson had already left. Now it's too late. You should have waited. Read 1 Samuel chapter 13, part 5 to 14. Saul didn't wait either. He didn't obey God, so God chose a new leader for the people of Israel. Kyle and Saul did not wait. They both disobeyed. They lost something special because they didn't wait. Dear God's going about 1 Samuel chapter 13 today. And about Saul doing something such foolish and not listening to God and disobeying. Will not be like Saul and St. Jolly's game. Okay, so I'm gonna say goodbye, so I feel not talking this time, so goodbye, see ya.
What's up is down, what's left is right.